In today's competitive market, standing out is no longer optional, it's essential. But how do we stand out? The answer to that is in our unique value proposition. But what is it? And how do we craft this unique value proposition? Hi, if you're new here, my name is Habib Bonifade. Over the last 15 years, I've been advising economic development teams on private sector engagement and market systems development. And throughout that period, I have noticed how clear, compelling, unique value proposition transform careers, help individuals secure their ideal position, and accelerate their career. So what is it? Unique value proposition is essentially your career elevator pitch. It is a statement that shows exactly what it is that you bring to the table, your expertise, your skills, and why you should be chosen over your competitor. That's essentially what a unique value proposition is. So how do we craft it? Well, in this video, I have 5 easy steps that you can follow to craft your unique value proposition. So the very first step is to define your target audience. In this case, if you're an employee, your target audience will be your ideal organization, your ideal employer. If you're a consultant, your target audience will be the individuals or your potential client, the ideal client. So this is essentially important because whatever it is that you do, the skills, the expertise that you have, somebody needs it, and you have to be very clear who that person is. But being clear of who the person is really it's not enough. You then have to move on to our second step after you've written down your ideal audience. And the second step is you have to identify your ideal client's pain points. Do not forget you have skills, you have expertise that solves a problem for somebody. So you have decided on your ideal audience. So therefore, you need to understand the pain point of that ideal client. So if you're an employee, for instance, you will have to be very clear about what skills, what pain your skill resolve for your employer. It's not just about the position, it's detailed in terms of the scope of work and how your skill resolve the pain that the employer is going through. And same thing with a consultant, your ideal client have a pain, and you have to be able to write down what those pains are. Right? But knowing your ideal client and knowing their pain brings us to the third step. The third step is where you match your skill to the pain. This is where you list out all of the pain points for your ideal audience, client, customer, employer, and you list out your own skills, expertise, and experience, and then map how your skill and experience resolve the pain points that you have identified, the pain point of your ideal client. And that takes us to the fourth step. Identifying the switching trigger and matching them with your expertise. Now, what are switching triggers? Switching triggers are essentially the conditions that your potential client, your audience, or your employer will have to get into in order to switch from the person that is providing them or that is solving that particular problem for them now to you. So switching trigger can be bad experience. So they've employed a consultant and the consultant has done really badly. So you need to really identify what exactly it is that consultants do badly. So you have to make sure you speak to those switching triggers. It might actually be that change in circumstances. It might be that your employer is now needs a monitor and evaluation expert, but a monitor and evaluation expert that has a bit of skill in terms of learning. So you have to understand that so you can emphasize that in your value, in your unique value proposition. That gives you an edge over everybody else. So the fifth step is now crafting a clear, concise value proposition statement. Now, you've identified your ideal client, you know their pain points, you've matched your skills to their pain point, and you understand why they will switch, or the conditions in which would trigger them switching from the current provider, the current staff, to you, essentially your competitive edge. You then have to put that in a statement that you will master. So when you are engaging with anybody else, anybody, any potential client, any potential audience, any potential employer, you are able to make the statement, and the statement would hopefully attract your ideal customer or your ideal employer or your ideal client. And you can use the same statement in your LinkedIn profile, in all communication that you engage in. And that is how you craft out your unique value proposition statement. But I have a formula for you. The formula shows exactly what it is that you read, how you can put all of this together. So I help your ideal audience solve a specific problem. This is what you've identified through your unique approach and expertise. So that's the formula for you to craft out your statement. So you have to be very clear what this statement is, and you have to be able to make the statement whenever it's called for. This will give you an edge over everybody else that haven't done this exercise. If you find this useful, follow, like, share, subscribe, and watch other videos on this channel where I talk about professionalism and other videos that talk about technical competence in private sector engagement and market systems development. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.